Welcome to The Explainer, where today we're diving into something pretty mind-blowing, the moment artificial intelligence started learning how to design itself. So, all these incredible AI tools we use every single day? Ever stop and wonder, how are they actually built? It's not magic, right? It's a super complex design process. And that begs the real question. Who or what is the architect? Well, for the longest time, the answer was pretty straightforward. Brilliant human engineers. Think about it. Designing a neural network, the brain of an AI, is a lot like being an architect for some crazy futuristic skyscraper. It takes this deep expertise, a ton of intuition, and just countless hours of painstaking work to get all the pieces right. But here's the thing. The big dilemma for our AI architects, this manual process, it's a massive bottleneck. I mean, even the absolute best engineers can only explore a tiny, tiny fraction of all the possible designs out there. And that means we were almost certainly leaving better, faster, more efficient AI models just undiscovered. So that led to a pretty radical question. What if we could automate the architect? What if we could get the machine to find the perfect blueprint all by itself? This question sparked a solution that was, well, a complete game changer. And that solution is called Neural Architecture Search, or NAS for short. So what is it? Put simply, NAS is a collection of techniques that basically lets an AI algorithm explore this gigantic universe of possibilities to discover the absolute best neural network design for a specific job, and it does it completely on its own. And what's really cool is how NAS breaks this enormous problem down into three core parts. First up, you've got the search space. Just think of this as a massive Lego set with all the possible building blocks for an AI brain. Next, there's the search strategy. This is the clever algorithm, the how-to guide the AI uses to pick and choose from that Lego set. And finally, you have performance estimation. This is a super important shortcut to quickly guess how good a design is without spending weeks actually building and training it. Okay, so how does this AI actually search, right? How does it navigate this practically infinite library of potential designs? Well, the very first methods were inspired by these two powerful ideas from totally different worlds, learning and evolution. Yeah, the first successful strategies basically treated AI design like a giant game of trial and error. The algorithm would propose an architecture, test it out, learn from what happened, and then hopefully propose a better one. And this whole process was driven by two major and pretty different approaches. And this slide really shows you the two different ways of thinking here. On one side, you've got reinforcement learning. Imagine an AI controller that's playing a game. Every time it picks a good design choice, it gets a reward. Over and over, it learns what works and gets way better at building awesome networks. Then, on the other side, you have evolutionary algorithms. This is straight out of Darwin. You start with a whole population of random AI designs, and only the fittest, the ones that perform the best, get to survive and mutate into the next generation. Kind of cool, right? And you know what? These methods worked shockingly well. This quote here points to a huge moment. An early NAS system actually designed a component that blew past the best human-designed version at the time, something called an LSTM. It reached a lower perplexity, which is just a fancy way of saying it was much better at predicting things. This was the proof. An automated search could actually beat human intuition. But there was a massive catch, a huge one. Finding these amazing new designs was brutally expensive. I'm talking about using hundreds of high-end GPUs running nonstop for weeks. The cost put it completely out of reach for pretty much everyone except the absolute biggest tech companies. So this incredible expense became the number one problem that had to be solved. And the solution wasn't just some small improvement, it was a full-blown revolution. Researchers found a way to make the whole search process over 1,000 times more efficient. 1,000 times. So, how in the world did they do that? How do you get a 1,000x improvement? Well, this incredible leap was all thanks to a single, incredibly powerful new idea. And that idea is the one-shot model. It's genius, really. Instead of building and training thousands of separate networks from scratch, which is what they were doing before, you build one giant, all-encompassing super network. This thing contains every possible design within it. So finding a new architecture is as simple as finding a path or a little subgraph through this massive pre-trained network. The magic behind this is something called parameter sharing. Since all those little potential networks are just paths inside the one big super network, they share its knowledge, its weights. This completely gets rid of the most expensive step. You no longer have to train thousands and thousands of networks from the very beginning. It's just an incredibly elegant solution to a huge problem. And I mean, just look at the difference. It is absolutely staggering. What used to take thousands of GPU days, we're talking months, maybe even years of computer time, could now be done in just a few GPU days. This wasn't just a step up. It turned neural architecture search from a research experiment into a practical tool that people could actually use. Okay, so what does this actually mean for the real world? Because when you slash the cost and time of something by a factor of 1,000, you don't just do the same things faster. You unlock entirely new possibilities. All of a sudden, the goal of NAS could be so much more than just finding the single most accurate model. With a search this fast, you could start optimizing for lots of different things at once. Stuff that really matters, like speed, how much memory it uses, and even power consumption. This is all about building AI that doesn't just work in a lab, but works efficiently on your phone, in your car, you name it. And man, the results really do speak for themselves. We started seeing models like NASNet, which hit top-tier accuracy while using 9 billion fewer computations. Then you have things like FBNet and SqueezeNAS, where the search time itself was hundreds of times faster. We really entered this new era of multi-objective search, where an AI could design another AI that was perfectly balanced for accuracy, speed, and size. Just amazing. And this right here is the big takeaway. This is why it all matters. Neural architecture search is essentially democratizing the design of cutting-edge AI. It's allowing smaller teams, smaller companies, to create these custom, highly optimized models that not long ago were only possible if you had the resources of a tech giant. It's making AI development faster, cheaper, and frankly, a lot greener too. So this all leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about. We started this journey with humans as the architects. Now we have AI that can design its own brain, and often it does it better and faster than we ever could. It really makes you wonder, what other complex, creative process is AI going to learn to automate next?